It's not for granted that the internet is free. It's not free by nature, but it's made free. It's made designed free on the level of code and technical infrastructure, but also on the level of legislation and regulation. It's designed that it's free. We know of less democratic societies where we can see that the internet is not free, that it's blocked and filtered, and we can see this in less democratic societies. So it's important that we realize that the internet is free by design and that we need to struggle every day to keep it free as it is at the moment.
Možda i najznačajnije, jedan trend koji je zadnjih godina sve prisutniji u međunarodnim organizacijama, teoretičarima i civilnom društvu, da se internet gleda kao fundamentalno ljudsko pravo.
Promovišemo internet prava i principe, promovišemo internet kao možda i jedini preostali slobodni medij, odnosno najslobodniji medij koji postoji. Promovišemo slobodu govora, pristup internetu za sve, što nije tako teško i može se obezbijediti uz malo dobre volje uz pomoć i civilnog društva i institucija.
Some governments are suggesting that filtering and blocking might be the right answer to these hate speech or illegal content. I think any form of filtering and blocking is not in line with freedom of expression principles. Filtering and blocking is not acceptable in democratic societies, at least not mandatory on the ISP level or on the state level. What people do at home, if they install a software, if they wish so, that's their decision, that's a private decision, we don't interfere with this. But as an answer to hate speech or illegal content or possibly harmful content, I think filtering and blocking is the wrong way.
Faith that we have in the marketplace of ideas, the fact that the best ideas will rise to the top, comes from the fact that we haven't seen what was seen here or in Germany, where the hate speech actually did lead to violence. And that provides a very different environment. So far, I think, things have progressed in the United States where we truly benefit from the anonymous speech and the anonymous discussions that we have. But I definitely understand that in other environments people are much more cautious because they've seen the hate speech turn into violence directly, and that's a very different experience than what we've had in the US.
The question is because usually people say who is in control and they think it's somebody, an organization or a person, the US president or the Russian president, whoever, the Bosnian. But the right question is what controls the internet, because the internet is controlled by standards, which means the actual devices that connect us to the internet are the ones that control it.
It's not possible for one actor, like government, to regulate or to legislate for the internet alone. You need to have a multi-stakeholder approach. You need to have, as for example the Internet Governance Forum is doing, you need to have all actors consult with them and try to jointly find the best solution.
Pošto smo svjesni kroz naše istraživanja postoji velika doza govora mržnje i zloupotrebe interneta na razne načine, od dječje pornografije, cyber kriminala i mnogih drugih zloupotreba interneta. Mi s druge strane zagovaramo edukaciju korisnika interneta.
The better approach would be to educate people. I once heard a Harvard professor say the educated mind is the best filter, and I tend to agree very much with this. And if you educate people, and the internet is a great tool for the education of people, for internet literacy, for media literacy. And if you educate people how to deal with this unwanted content, they are much more prepared, no matter which channel is used to reach them, they are much better prepared to deal with these questionable or problematic content.
In Bulgarian case and in Bosnia you may actually follow it even better. The period when we were trying to become members of the European Union was the best period for the freedom of media and for democratic developments, because all governments were afraid if they do something wrong, we're not going to join the European Union.
The most important security risk is always the user themselves, because we often do not take this seriously enough. Most people think I have nothing to hide, I'm not that important, I'm not a big person, why would anybody care? The problem is that everyone can be the target of identity theft in various areas, be it medical, be it financial, which means suddenly when you apply for a new job, when you try to buy a house, when you try to travel to a different country, you will find that someone has used your identity in ways that you didn't know even were happening, but that make it impossible for you to get that loan, to get that job, to enter that country. So it can have very severe repercussions for you if you don't protect your identity.